Revving Up Nostalgia, 10 classic American cars from the 60s. Before we begin, make sure to hit the red subscribe button so that you never miss any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Massive Carhead. Number 10. Pontiac GTO. Dubbed the GOAT, the Pontiac GTO is considered the first true muscle car. It features a mid-sized body and a large displacement V8 engine. The GTO was introduced in 1964 as a performance-oriented version of the Tempest, powered by a 389 cubic inch V8 engine with an output of 325 horsepower. The GTO received significant updates throughout its lifetime, which lasted from 1964 to 1974. Number 9. Dodge Charger Daytona. As one of the winged warriors, alongside the Plymouth Superbird, Mercury Cyclone Spoiler 2, and Ford Torino Talladega, the Daytona is one of the most recognizable Dodge cars ever, with its unique towering rear spoiler and 425 horsepower 426 cubic inch V8. The Daytona was the first car to exceed 200 miles per hour on an oval NASCAR racetrack. The Daytona won 6 races between 1969 and 1970. Only 503 examples of the Charger Daytona were built, and just 22 came from a 4-speed transmission. Number 8. Plymouth Roadrunner. The Plymouth Roadrunner needs no introduction to muscle car aficionados today. Even though it was introduced over 5 decades ago, the high-performance muscle car started at $3,329 and quickly became a hit in the US and even Canada. The Roadrunner shared platforms with the Plymouth Belvedere and Satellite, and production ran from 1968 to 1980. If it's ever resurrected, here's what the Roadrunner might look like, courtesy of Hot Car's very own digital rendering artist, Rostolov Prokop. Number 7. Mercury Cougar XR7 GT 428CJ. The 428 Cobra Jet engine was mounted on some of the fastest Fords produced from 1968 to 1970. However, it might surprise you to know that Ford engineers were not the brains behind the 428 Cobra Jet engine. It was actually Tesca Ford, the second largest Ford dealership at the time, that inspired the 428CJ revolution. The untamed 1968 Mercury Cougar XR7 GT Unicorn was the fastest muscle car of 1968 thanks to the 428 4V Cobra Jet engine, going by a road test featured in August 1968 issue of Super Stock and Drag Illustrated magazine. A 1968 Cougar XR7 GT hit a quarter mile in 13.23 seconds. Number 3. Chevrolet Corvette Stingray. If you think a rear-drive sports car with a 360 horsepower 327 cubic inch V8, short fin Mako Shark-inspired design, and distinctive split rear window sounds cool today, imagine how it was received in the early 1960s. For the first time since the Chevrolet Corvette was introduced in 1953, it was completely restyled to launch the second generation, and it features a new chassis and a more sophisticated independent rear suspension. Number 5. 1965 Ford Mustang. The Ford Mustang is one of the most popular American pony cars that has been in the automotive scene since the mid-1960s. In the midst of glorious machines like the Porsche 911, Jaguar XKE, Lamborghini Miura, and Pontiac GTO, Hagerty crowned the Mustang as the greatest car of the 1960s. At launch, the Mustang was a 4-seat car with front bucket seats. The 1965 Mustang engine lineup comprises a 101 horsepower 170 cubic inch V6, 164 horsepower 260 cubic inch V8, 210 horsepower 289 cubic inch V8, and 271 horsepower 289 cubic inch V8. Number 4. Shelby Cobra. The first Shelby Cobra was unveiled in 1962, and roughly 2 years later, a more powerful Shelby Cobra 427 version with a Ford Big Block 7-liter engine was in the works. Thanks to its lightweight body and fiery engine, the Shelby Cobra 427 took the world by storm. Variants of the Shelby Cobra include an AC 289 Sports, Dragon Snake, Slalom Snake, and Super Snake. In a road test featured in November 1965 issue of Car and Driver, a 1965 Shelby Cobra 427 hit 60 miles per hour in 4.3 seconds and topped out at 165 miles per hour. Number 3. Chevrolet Camaro. Chevrolet knew the compact Corvair couldn't take on the Ford Mustang that was dominating the pony car market, so it launched the Camaro in 1966. The first generation Camaro had a 230 cubic inch inline 6-base engine with an output of 140 horsepower. 6 other engines were optional for the first generation Camaro, including a 369 cubic inch V8. The Copa was the rarest variant of the first generation Camaro, with just over 1,000 units built. Number 2. Plymouth Barracuda. The Barracuda was one of the Plymouth cars that defined the muscle car era, but the first generation Barracudas were essentially a Valiant with a different grille and a smaller rear window. It was simply not a match for the Ford Mustang. The second generation Barracuda was much better, coming with a complete redesign and available in 3 body styles: a fastback, a convertible, and a notchback coupe. While the standard source of power was a solidly reliable 225 cubic inch slant 6 engine, 4 other V8s were available, ranging from 273 to 383 cubic inches. The second generation Barracudas are becoming more expensive for collectors by the day, thanks to a perfect blend of sporty looks and high performance. Number 1. 1969 Dodge Coronet Super B 6-pack. The Dodge Super B was built on a midsize B body platform from 1968 until 1970, drawing inspiration from the Plymouth Roadrunner. It started life as a 2-door Coronet coupe and a hardtop, but Dodge introduced a 1-year-only Super B A12 package in the middle of 1969. A 440 cubic inch V8 was available for the A12 Super B 6-pack, with an output of 390 horsepower and 490 pound-feet of torque. The A12 Super B 6-pack is the rarest Super B, so collectors are snapping it up with 6 figures. That concludes our video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you never miss any of our future videos. Also check out the 2 videos on your screen, because we're sure you'll love them. We'll see you in the next video.